Click, click, pow. Boom. Variable synchronicity 444. esync444. What we're looking at, people. Got the rising in Libra and the midheaven in Leo. But who am I come to talk about? Well, I'm a couple of days off the exact day of his solar return, but I've come to talk about Mr. Wretch 32, as the title would state. Why Wretch? Because I like Wretch, that's why. But yeah, you know when they say give people flowers while they can smell them? Well, I plan to try and do that for, you know, those that are can in it when, you know, as and when. So it was Wretch's birthday just a couple of days ago. Wretch 32 to those that know. Real name Jermaine Scott Sinclair. Let's throw it up on here if I can. I was just listening to a Fire in the Booth, yeah. Fire in the Booth was Charlie Sloth's thing before he bounced out of BBC or something that he was on. And it's mad, right? Because I remember before it was Sloth, I think it was Semtex, yeah. And I remember when Charlie Sloth took over, and that was like a decade ago, and it's just like was a whole different era. And now Sloth's gone and somebody else is there. Like, things change with the times. But what I'll say about Wretch, yeah, he moves and he's fluid with the times. Why? Because it speaks to his Piscean nature. He isn't really held down by any boundaries or anything of that kind of structure that other people would be. Like, that's not his thinking. Well, not in terms of how he makes music anyway. Right. Let's see how good my computer's behaving today. Wicked. There you go. People like to see the stuff that I speak about. Did show it there in the sidelines, but shout out to Wiki. Oh, and check the mad thing, yeah? Real time clock. Moon at 22 degrees Libra. I think that's where Wretches pops up. There you go. Jermaine Scott Sinclair, 9th of March 1985. Yeah? So if the records are right, the charts are right. So, try and take on a bit more water. My throat is just... That's Avellino, by the way. Funny that, 'cause talking about apples falling far from trees. So yeah, this is Wretch's chart. Right, so let's line up the two. So according to Wikipedia, he was a member of the grime collective Combination Chain Gang before forming the movement with Scorcher, Getz and Merkston. People who know the history will know, but just to put it on the record and on the tape, he was doing it from a while back. And yeah, he's managed to stay around for about a good decade, and I'd say he's very flexible at like the styles and interchanging. You could say he comes from the grime scene, but as I was saying before, Wretch never liked to be held down by boundaries. He just always wanted to kind of create music, and I'd say he's kind of one of the most versatile MCs. He can kind of come on a lot of things, if not anything, and do his bit on it and really, you know, do it some justice. So in terms of the guys that I was looking at in terms of their charts, like alongside Wretch, so Mercury is obviously the planet. But for those who don't know, let me walk you through it. Mercury deals with how you think and communicate and how you may interpret for and then, you know, redeliver such things. Mercury has just gone direct after being retrograde recently, literally in the last day or so, so that might like speak to why I'm doing it now. So where in terms of writers and musicians, I do tend to look at Mercury and Venus as a prominent markers depending on what kind of artist they are. So yeah, I remember seeing this on, let me show you, I think it was on astro.charts. See if I still got it here. I think it's on this page. Wretch has these nice patterns, like these yod patterns in his chart. Okay, yeah, just so you know, I'm pretty sure Wretch is well up on being a Pisces and like his kind of spiritual link to the higher main source. Like, I do not question this. So yeah, that's the same image I got from Wikipedia, some of the words. So let me show you these chart patterns. Oops. Slide up here. There we go. So these are the yods that I'm talking about, or yods, depending on how you pronounce, and it's noticed. So Mercury shows up in this top one, so it's making 150 degree aspect to Pluto. I've done it on here actually because it's easy to see with less planets and just like them pinpoint it down to themselves. And then Chiron, like in a sextile, so they form a tight unit, with Pluto being the apex at this point. And then Chiron gets involved with Pluto again, but with Neptune at the apex at this point. So it's kind of like these alignments are bouncing off each other. So that probably speaks to why Wretch is into so many styles. Or he's trying to fit one thing in with another. In fact, that's exactly what an inconjunct kind of comes across like. It doesn't all fit in directly or straight together. It's like, how can you blend these two particular elements that are not of the same nature in any form or shape? For example, like mutable water and fixed fire, because that's Leo and Pisces, perfect example. They are 150 degrees apart, like from here to here, what I call a 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock aspect. And yeah, it creates kind of like an aspect of genius. You can work out which parts to put away and which parts to keep hold of. But yeah, inconjuncts are serious aspects that people often call minor aspects. Anyway, let me show you some of the boys' charts, the men, the guys, the dudes, the fellas. So Wretch, yeah, I feel like he was kind of the reason why this guy's come to the fore. Avellino. So the thing I was saying about these particular MCs or this guy, very technical wordsmiths of how they craft their music and punchlines and metaphors and similes, and yeah, they're just like kind of expert at it. So I started looking at things like Palace having kind of a part to play. So I mean, with Wretch, I believe his Mercury is on Palace, so Palace would be part of his yod, so to speak, if you wanted to put it like that. But no, it's smack bang on Mercury. So Mercury will operate in a way that is conjoined to Palace's mastery of expertise of structures, because Palace is, or was, or what you want to call it, it's mythology, the daughter of Zeus, and she was born from his head. Yeah, that's part of the mythology. I believe she had a sister, Athena, and the sister may have died, and then she took on the name Pallas Athena. This seems to be a common theme within the Greek mythology, by the way. So I mean, yeah, check that out for yourself. And then I mean, obsessed with the service to the job, got Vesta by Pluto. So Mercury's in aspect to this Pluto. So it means a lot that speaks to it. I mean, even Hygeia on the Sun. Wretch 32, I think, I'm not sure if I just said it, but he's a pescatarian. So or at this point in his life, and he started the game with like, how you say, a bar left, like so. But like now he's got like a long set of dreadlocks. So I mean, let's see if you can just see from one picture to the other on here quickly. So yeah, in the wiki and on the thingy, you'll see how he used to look. And then if you look for an image of Wretch now, you'll only find him with his long dreadlocks that are probably about shoulder length or maybe a bit longer. So anyway, people, I said I was going to not make this one too long. There are other guys I could talk about, but like, I'll just start with Wretch and finish with Wretch for right now. Wanted to keep it short and sweet. So for anyone that doesn't know or like doesn't check for details, in the description box, I have a Twitter and a Instagram. Yeah, esync444 is basically the hashtag tagline that you need to put in. So that's ESYNC444, and if you type it in, you'll pretty much find me on most social media platforms. Right, let me jump to where I want to check out, actually, because I think I was saying about the moon part. So yeah, moon 22 Libra now. Just check Wretch's chart of all the charts. There we go. So depending on what time he's born, because this is a 12 o'clock midday chart, the moon would be at 22 in the middle of that particular day. So very pertinently, I'm filming this right about now. But yeah, it could be up to 29 maybe, or down here at 15. So yeah, I'm going to sign out nicely with that and keep it under 10. How you like me now? Peace.